Okay, so Mr. Hennessy and I are going to try to explain this key concept right here and its learning objective in a couple of different ways. And so what I'm going to do is explain to you how Confucianism is used by the Song Dynasty. Okay, we've already learned from our river valley civilizations that religion can be used to justify rule. And Confucianism, this philosophy, is no exception. Okay, so the idea: explain systems of government employed by Chinese dynasties and how they developed over time. Okay, so with Confucianism, what we're looking at is how this philosophy that's lasted for, even at this point, thousands of years, is going to be used by Chinese dynasties to justify their rule. Okay, so the first thing we need to look at is, what is Confucianism? Confucianism is this philosophy that came about roughly 500 BCE. Okay, so this is, approximately 1500 years before the Song Dynasty come about and start to use Confucianism and other ideas. Okay, what had happened is that during the Zhou Dynasty, it wasn't the most successful dynasty in Chinese history. And this guy, philosopher named Confucius, goes around trying to understand the relationship between people and the government and people and each other. And what he comes up with essentially is this series of writings trying to better explain how people should interact with one another. And a big idea of it is that he wants to return to even more ancient traditions of respect and ritual. Okay, this is where we get the golden rule from. Treat others as you yourself would want to be treated. It originates with Confucius, and he really stresses the importance of ritual, as we'll see later with the application from the song. Okay, 5 relationships are really stressed by Confucius. These are 5 relationships that Confucius felt are very important to the success and harmony of any type of state. It is the ruler and the ruled, father and son, husband and wife, elder brother and younger brother, and friend to friend. And you can see a theme start to emerge here. This is very patriarchal. Okay, it's what we call definitely an emphasis on men. And we also see filial piety, very connected to this patriarchal idea. Filial piety being the idea that the oldest man in the family is the most deserving of respect and is most aligned to make decisions for the family. The family aspect of Confucianism is extremely important. Confucius thought that the family unit is the strongest, most significant unit within the entire society. And he thought at the heart of this is that the father of the family should be making the key decisions. Okay? So this Confucius thought the importance of ritual, the importance of social harmony, had existed for thousands of years. How are the Song going to use this philosophy? So they use it in a couple of different ways. The most important is they stress that social harmony stems from ritual and respect from one another. This ruler to ruled relationship, whoever's in charge of the dynasty, there is respect for whoever is ruled. The golden rule applies to the ruler just as much as it applies to the subjects. Okay? The same thing with, father and son, husband and wife. It is all based on respect and the promotion of social harmony, trying to eliminate any sort of grievance, especially any type of conflict or even battle or warfare. What Confucius thought was that by spending so much time focusing on your family unit and how to maintain harmony within that unit, then the same thing would be applied to dynasties as a whole. It would be easier for a dynasty like the Song to maintain its rule over people if the promoting of respect and harmony was really emphasized. Okay? The second thing that happens is the civil service exam. And Mr. Hennessy will talk more about that. But essentially, what we know of this dynasty is that it is what's called a meritocracy, based on the idea of merit. The people that deserve the most power will get it, okay? A meritocracy is whenever whoever has the most skill, whoever has the most knowledge, deserves to move up throughout the government. And this was done through something called the civil service exam, which was heavily based on Confucian knowledge. Basically, if you wanted to move up throughout the bureaucracy of the Song, if you wanted to have a higher position in government, then you would need to do really well on the civil service exam. And a significant part of the exam was understanding Confucian thought and understanding the philosophy. Okay? So the Song used this philosophy in two different ways. One, by stressing social harmony so much and by stressing the importance of ritual, it's easier to maintain rule over the people in your dynasty. Two, by making the only way to move up in society a meritocracy, a civil service exam that is based on Confucian ideals, it means that the most educated people and the most loyal people know the most about Confucianism and will work to promote Confucianism and will help others understand it as well. Okay? So this is just one example of using a philosophy to help employ, an easier imperial rule and to make sure that people aren't rising up against you.